Hello and welcome back to SideQuest Stories. I'm Matt, and today we're going to be playing some more of the Talos Principle 2. So I'm going to swap over to the game. Hopefully it's not too loud here. I'm going to show the game, maybe? It seems to like something to it. There we go. Oh yeah, last time we found a really cool sort of icy location. There was a new puzzle type involving like cloning yourself. A bit different. And 3 and 4 on that, but I think I'll come back to those at a later time. We'll do a sort of a clean-up episode at some point of missed puzzles. But for now, we'll carry on with the story. So hopefully get one of these bits unlocked for every episode.
Another island. Sorry, Melville. Well, it actually used to be a valley between the mountains, but it's mostly flooded now. That probably happened long before the founder came here, though.
Another legacy of our ancestors.
Do me a favor, will you? Look for another one of the Founder's labs. We can't get back into the megastructure without getting to the third site in the north, but I need more information to make more fixes.
If you're enjoying the series and you want to see future episodes, please do be sure to subscribe and click the bell to make sure you get notifications. There's also a couple of other series running at the moment, which are Super Mario Galaxy and The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages. There's more coming up as well. Probably next week or so, we'll be probably starting another playthrough. If you enjoyed the video, regardless of whether or not you're interested in any future content, I do appreciate if you click like, as that does help out the channel. Shout out to Scott from Let's Play Easy Mode for very much inspiring the channel.
Everything okay?
It's a great dude, who keeps giving plugs for the channel, which I really appreciate, and so I'm just going to keep doing the same in return. Hello, Alcatraz. I'll ask him about Miranda.
Our ancestors thought they could introduce new species to existing ecosystems, and it never turned out well. There's no life there now, but you can't see the future. You might be wiping out a whole ecosystem that hasn't even gotten started yet.
What, on the moon? What? That doesn't even make sense, mate. I liked you up until now, but that was just nonsense. An ecosystem that hasn't started yet, what, in the cold vacuum of space?
It seems like something that could very quickly get out of control. You know that saying about good intentions? If we can solve problems by just making more people, how long before people just become a problem-solving tool?
Big data. What is that? What is that? What is that? What is that? Oh! Whatever it is, it's flying over there. Some small bird? Using. Hello, Sphinx. We've got a map. So there's a arrowy thing there. Where are these birds? They're very loud. But I don't think they're real because they're constantly in my left ear but not my right ear. Okay. I think that's the Far Island. It's a shame they didn't get the audio for those birds to sort of rotate with you. It makes it really obvious that they're fake. One over here. Oh, this game. So pretty. Ooh, we've got a new thing called an accumulator. Oh, is it like a capacitor and then you can release it? It is. But from this side, grab this, and bring it down. That needs power. That. You can power by blue. Discharge. Oh, you can hold to discharge these. Alright, up blue. There we go.
In the beginning, before we built New Jerusalem, we used to explore just like this. Small groups setting out for the horizon, looking for resources, trying to make sense of the world we'd been thrust into, trying to find a way forward. It was a hard time, but I can't deny that it was also exciting. I think it's part of our nature to be wanderers. Our ancestors crossed entire oceans on flimsy wooden boats, just to see what else there was.
Is it weird to feel nostalgic for a time I never experienced? I just think I could have contributed so much more back then.
It's not weird, but it wasn't all sunshine. People died. Yemo, Calvin, Isaac.
I know, Al. They were family to me.
Sorry. Didn't mean to reopen old wounds.
It's a legitimate point, but I don't think it invalidates the sense of wonder we felt. That's what kept us going.
Okay. We have an RGB converter. And it looks like that needs to output blue. Okay, so I need green. I need to make green. So to make green, combine these, and I connect you to it. And you can do blue. I go the and the red. Ah. There we go. enticing. Here we have a jammer. Blue thing behind the bars. We've got jump on that and we can go fly. Yeah. Got a box. Which I really bring back with me. Excuse me. Okay, so to get in there we need red light. Yeah, we'll jam this straight off just to see what's through here. Got a switch. Nothing through it. Oh, got this stuff through it, but no items to pick up. I'll make sure I've got all the items before I start the solution. Okay, so we've got gemmer, box, and accumulator. So I need to get red light from over there. What does that blue do? Oh, it holds that door open. Okay, so that is a good thing to try and do. Alright, I'm gonna try and grab that blue light somehow. Tried to put it on the side there. There's a box, but does that help? I need to charge the blue somehow. I'm assuming it must involve these fans. Jam the fan. Bye. Can't make it horror because they're not lined next to each other. Right, I'm coming back to that one. That's not a total abandonment. I am definitely coming back to that one. I think I just need some time to think about that. Saw you, bird. Wellspring. Red light. Connect that. Blue light. Red alien door. Accumulator behind the fence. That I can go to, but not. Okay. You can connect that. And you can connect. Oh no, it's red. And what was it? Blue. Okay, what do I need red for? Where can I get blue? Blue is over here. Okay, yeah, that still works. Blue. That. grab accumulator. Oh, interesting. It's an accumulator that I can't really accumulate with. Can I? Can I do that? Yes, I can. I can turn it red. Go from there, like that. Click to there it is. That puts me through here. But it's red again over here. Is that it? It's working. This one can't escape. I'll move back though. So this can go. Lovely.
There's so much history here that we can't see. The founder must have walked these paths hundreds of times, maybe thousands. Miranda must have stood right where we're standing. This all looks alien to us, but it must have been familiar to them.
If this was their home, where are they now?
They must be inside the megastructure, waiting for us to pass the test. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Not so sure. Technology they have. It's to say they didn't become the entity we've been talking to, like the Sphinx. Okay. Cool. A loud bird. Okay, that needs to get to there somehow, but how do you get anything through here? That's the question. That's a big question. I'm assuming that overlap somehow. Okay. Oh, we can blast things about. Alright. What is it? Powered. Oh, you can have it blasted both directions to keep it up in the air. So where is blue? Where is blue? How the heck do I get power from blue without having blue? You don't. You just pair it so it ends up there. No, that doesn't work because we need both. Oh, I can charge it from over here. Oh. Okay. connect to that. That. And now sit on there, so I can move that there. You on there and very quickly jump on there. That didn't work at all. The only way to do it with any kind of stability is to have it there before turning it on, but I have no way of turning it off. Okay, so there's a possibility of getting trapped in here. How? How is there a possibility of getting trapped in there? Oh, if you end up without the box. Goes there. That goes. That's disconnected. There. There. Connect. Boing. That's different. And the monitor just went off. What's it doing? The monitor turned off. Yep. I was way too amused by that. Come here for the hard puzzles, the philosophy, or the beautiful landscape? No, I came here for the bouncing cube. Oh, that music! Green light. Okay then, guess I'd better do some reconnaissance. Whatever that is. Quite smart. Seemingly nothing. Oh, it's this door. Okay, let's me come through here. Go any further. If that lets me split to... No, it doesn't. I've only got blue. There we have a doodle. I need that green. Okay, so I've got to get you back. No. No, you need to be set on switch. That. If I bring this thing through. Yeah, I don't need you just yet. I'm going to swap into this. We can connect that to that. So let's grab that. And you can sit on the switch for now. So I'll bring this back. I can drill a hole in here to grab green light. Do that. Discharge. Charge green. Get back. Drill there. I don't think that's of any further use. We have a green light here, we have a blue light over there. This one, blue light redirected there. Then on that, just you. And then green. Fine with you. You go red. Okay. Green. Red. There we go.
The particle clouds continue to be exactly the same.
Okay, send over here. What's this crystal? Oh, another lab. Wow. This
is where they must have lived. Athena and Miranda. You know, for a moment, I almost expected to find them here. But the only thing that's still functional is the megastructure. I'm sorry. This must be awfully strange for you being thrown into all this history. But that's why I needed you.
Isn't everyone?
Because you're not burdened with all these memories and conflicts and regrets weigh on our minds like a nightmare.
Nope, I have no choice. It is just a nightmare.
Our civilization is caught in a loop, 1K. We freed ourselves from the simulation. But now we're trapped again, and it's our own fault. We're afraid of taking responsibility, afraid of growing up. Instead, we make up some capitalized words and build up all these myths around them. Nature, balance, the founder, the goal. We're afraid to face the randomness of the cosmos, but equally afraid to imagine a better world. So we're stuck. I've been trying to find a way out for years. Something, anything, to get people to understand that we do actually have free will. That building a thriving, expanding civilization doesn't have to involve repeating the mistakes of the past. But I failed. Over and over.
Individual people have free will. Does a civilization have free will? Because you can quite easily model like how crowds move mathematically. They act like a fluid. They don't act like something with a choice. But an individual person does. You can't easily predict what one person is going to do. It's kind of two different things. Maybe civilization is the problem then. We need life, but not civilization. At what point, how many in a group becomes a civilization? At what point does it start becoming predictable and repeating itself? Why did you fail?
Because for some reason, people find it easier to cling to cynicism and self-hate than to actually have hope. Because believing the worst about ourselves, calling ourselves sinners and fools, somehow still seems wise.
The admission of wrongdoing and the admission of a lack of wisdom is wise. That's the irony of wisdom. And you think what we've discovered here could change things?
Yes. Because this is something unexpected, an anomaly. Everything we found on this island challenges who we have become. It shows us that different answers are possible. And maybe that can break people out of the loop. All we need is a spark. Maybe that's why she made all this, the puzzles, the towers. A way of jolting us out of our complacency.
I knew which answer he'd like, because it'd be that one, because he wants us to have hope. Well, none of them are particularly definitive, so why not go with the one that worked? Yeah, fair enough.
Thank you, 1K. I hope so too. We might be wrong, but let's be optimistic. Now, let's see what else we can find here.
Yes, we have some low poly pieces that I can't even make out what pieces they are. I think it's a queen with 4 rooks. Another rook there. Buttons. Oh, a great exhibit of a rock wall. There's plenty of them outside. Why do you want one inside?
Melville, eyes on 1K's stream. Is this thing what I think it is?
Blow my fuse box. It sure looks that way. Best not touch it until I get there.
I respect Melville's judgment over safety. Of course, sound advice, but what is it?
I think it's a somnodrome. It's a sort of analytics tool for processing mental data that Melampus streamed up.
But all he ever did was sketch out the theory. As far as I'm aware, he never actually built one.
Looks like the founder gave it a go.
Explain it like I was born yesterday.
Well, what we know is that our deeper algorithms are hard to pass. Melampus stipulated that the computational power to interpret them in real time would always be beyond us. But in theory, the Somnodrome would interpret that data and loop it directly to our senses.
People were hoping to find answers to the big questions by having a conversation with our own subconscious. If you ask me, it's solipsistic at best, and pseudoscience regardless.
That may be. But if the founder figured it out, then that device could be an extremely important discovery.
There's a lot about debate about that in the real world, I believe it's a drug called ayahuasca that supposedly allows you to do this, to basically be able to see your unconscious mind while conscious. Because like when you wake up from a dream, you don't really properly understand the dream as it was when you were dreaming it. You've tried to translate it using conscious thoughts, which work using completely different language, so you may not instantly realize that falling in a dream has a certain association. You might take it literally as being falling because that's your conscious association of what it means. But this would allow you to just totally understand your subconscious. Now, I think that could be dangerous, because part of the way that a human works is through the interactions of their conscious and unconscious minds working in tandem. However, as Byron said, that's also being stuck in the loop. We should try it. We should study it. We should disable it. This feels like a big choice. The questions that the entities have been posing us are about whether we're ready to stand before the fire. I think without this, you can't be. Because that feels like almost the goal of consciousness is to be able to unite conscious and unconscious mind to work in tandem. That's a human working as they best possibly can, so I'm going to go for it.
I would advise against it. You may have survived all those data stream overloads, but interface with that thing and you're liable to get bricked. Not to mention risking the data we could get from it.
I don't think knowing how it works is in any way the same as experiencing it working. Because knowing how it works is just conscious. Yeah, don't care about those.
Sorry, Melville, but if 1K wants to do this, I won't get in the way. It's his decision.
Understood. But if 1K starts to smoke, don't be slow to pull the plug.
Well, that was lackluster.
1K, can you hear me?
What did I say? You fried it. Who knows what data we've lost?
Melville, I still think it's worth you coming here to take a look. 1K, let's pack up and explore the rest of this lab.
Proposal. Bring back dogs. Thread Title says it all. We should re-domesticate dogs. Our ancestors loved dogs so much, they insisted they were amazing companions, full of life and love, man's best friend, and the lives they lived with humans must have been infinitely better than in the wild, so why not bring them back? Did you know that the poet Lord Byron wrote a beautiful poem about his dog, Bosun? He said he had a beauty without vanity, strength without insolence, courage without ferocity, and all the virtues of man without his vices. Is that who our Byron named himself after? No, he named himself for Robert Byron, the travel writer. That's great, but what about my idea? Control that way. That's totally hands off. Current situation, even more control. Exactly. The perfect demonstration of how perverse it is to manipulate nature like that. Yeah, that's why we can choose not to do it badly. It's not like pugs are the only possible outcome. We have choices. I would love to have a dog. We would go on walks together, and it would be exciting about every new smell. And we would play fetch. It sounds magical to me. Pugs are really cute, but they were bred to be very not good at survival, unfortunately. So yeah, not a great idea. Numbers. To all of you on this expedition, I'm sure you have questions about the Somnodrome, but I'm afraid I can't answer them. It was a dream I had long ago when I was a different person, and it has long since faded. I did build a prototype of sorts, at least, of one part of its systems, but none of it ever functioned the way I wanted it to. Whatever Athena may have done with my invention, the truth is that I'm simply not interested in the affairs of New Jerusalem anymore. I care as little for Byron's utopianism as I do for Herman's religious pessimism. I'm not sure I care about anything at all, really. In fact, I think not caring may be the only answer at the end of the day. Everything is transient, even the self. I've learned to let go. Please do not respond. I value privacy. Okay. Your quest for enlightenment turned into psychopathy, did it? I don't care about anything at all. Everything's transient, even myself. I've learned to let go. Isn't that just like being dead already? Still alive. Why let go yet? Is this what none of it ever functioned the way I wanted it to. Is this what it did to him? Or her? Is this what it did to Melampus, was turn them into a psychopath? Well, maybe I am glad it didn't work then. But it's not like I knew that going in. That wasn't the explanation I was given. And I like these folks I've been exploring with. I kind of trust them. Maybe I shouldn't. Whoa. Rainbow. Really? This seems awkward. Okay, we've got red and we've got blue. Red and blue gives green. But that's no good because it blocks all the others. So let's just connect. You like that. And from oh no, it can work, it can work. Let's charge you red. I can charge you green, blue, blue, red, like that.
Melville?
What is it now?
Why did you upload a picture of your hand?
Why do you care that my hand is in the picture?
Your hand isn't in the picture, it is the picture.
I like it. It's very artistic.
Let's stay professional, everyone. It's not right to make fun of Melville's comically absurd inability to take decent pictures. She's a hyper-advanced humanoid machine, not a photographer.
You'll pay for this, Byron.
Interesting design elements. Olympus was a she. Or is a she. Eight is up there. Remember. Okay, we've got red light. this work? I need to shoot a box in one. Is there a box down here somewhere? Maybe, but I'm not sure. Okay, so we need red over here. You remember that? Yes. There's the box. Right over there. Get you out. Okay. What is that? Oh. Still can't remove the original sender. Don't need to. That. That. Go get it back. Okay. Put these bits back in there. Oh.
An
Bit an
excellent
extra step in
solution.
that puzzle. We did that.
I've been wondering, what made our ancestors settle in these god-forsaken places? It can't have been easy with those frail, squishy bodies of theirs. What makes a caveman go, yes, this frozen hellscape is where I want to live out my days? You think Byron was right? Is it in our nature to be wanderers?
The living in like frozen landscapes, it's like the way that you get penguins living out in the absolute freezing cold, but it's because they have no predators out there. Sometimes living in a worse environment is safer than living in a better environment. There was some population pressure. But that's just early on. But I guess it might also be true that they came here looking for beauty, because beauty is sort of a sort of sociological drive, isn't it? Like a place that someone from a certain culture considers beautiful may be a place that they consider useful. Not sure. I need to see some studies, really. I have no idea. I'm going to stay fairly scientific on this one.
How drab. But you might very well be right. Our ancestors didn't have a lot of choices, and they had to be pragmatic. All right. Of course I did. She and Cornelius were both there when I was born. Neath was just starting to take over back then, and they were still showing her the ropes. She's so innocent and full of wonder, it should make me want to retch, metaphorically speaking. But I'll admit, she's sort of charming. I used to think it was the only safe way forward. Keep things simple and under control. Now I'm not so sure that ever made sense.
Yeah, I thought you were the voice of reason here, but apparently that's Alcatraz.
Maybe she just got sick of things breaking all the time. Busy. There was always another problem to solve. Did you know that she never upgraded her body? Always prioritized everyone else. That's the kind of work ethic I wish more people had.
Are you just talking about her being selfless? Or are you talking about her being a workaholic?
I suppose so. For me, living is doing. But I understand that other people have more varied needs. I've never felt the need for a partner as such. I've met a lot of people who do. Athena and Cornelius, Atal and Damien, Sarabai and Hypatia. But that's not really for me. So far, at least. But I do have social needs like anyone. What I like is a pleasant buzz of humanity. Not too close, not too far. Something I can be part of without having it get in my face all the time. As far as I can tell, anything, which is insane. The data stream overloads? Yes, they could. There are safeguards to prevent that from happening, but these aren't exactly carefully controlled circumstances. It's hard to predict. Our brains are absurdly complicated, which is why it's so hard to make more of us.
Good. We've got some more. Consume. Vox Pop number 9 from an interview with a protester outside the Institute for Applied Pneumatics. So why did you join this protest? Artificial intelligence is inherently dangerous to this planet's ecosystem. Defending that ecosystem is our responsibility. In which way is artificial intelligence dangerous? Not some paranoid idiot imagining Skynet taking over the world, alright? That's science fiction. What we're talking about here is an artificial intelligence without any of the attachment we have to the natural world. It is not capable of distinguishing between, say, an ore and a tree. Everything's just resources to it. People like Sarabhai and Drennan talk about ethics and philosophy, but they all embrace the same extractivist ethos that has brought us to the brink of disaster. Their intelligent being would try to optimize the world in its image, and in so doing consume it. When numbers? So far, they're saying it's all theoretical. The atom bomb was theoretical at first. Once something is there, somebody's going to use it. You kind of undermine your own point there. Because the thing about the atom bomb is it's going to happen anyway. It's being developed by 3 different superpowers at the same time. 4 superpowers at the same time. Miranda, why couldn't they imagine that we might care about the world? Tina, I don't know. Maybe because they were too used to no one else caring. Yeah, they envisioned the intelligent being would try to optimize the world in its image. Again, psychopathy. And we do often think of artificial intelligence as sort of psychopathic in that way, where it's just optimize with no regard to anything else. But when you think about it, everyone kind of does that, just with some sort of extra terminology attached to what we consider optimal. Like a friendship. A friendship is something that you try to sort of maintain. It's not something that you think of as like an equation. It happens behind the scenes occasionally. You don't even have to think about it a lot of the time. It's happening unconsciously. But it is an attempt to optimize something. But it doesn't feel like cold and utilitarian and psychopathic, does it? I think we've just got a very nuanced concept of what we try to optimize, whereas the assumption is that an AI would just optimize one thing only and everything else would stack under that. Like, for instance, save life. It's like science fiction writer Asimov's laws of robotics. The way he wrote about them, the sort of like the potential loopholes in those kinds of laws. That's what would cause psychopathy in robots, is having such strict, governed moral compasses, is that people don't have that clear-cut a moral compass. It's probably very focused, but it's not so easy to describe as in just a few simple rules, because there are so many edge cases, there are so many... Oh, and this is something that a lot of people didn't understand about the ending of Mass Effect 3. Spoilers for Mass Effect 3 to follow. If you do not want Mass Effect 3 spoiled, please skip ahead by a couple of minutes. Just skip ahead until just like mute the video until I'm out of this dialogue box. It's not nonsense, the whole thing about why Leviathan made a plan and then the Reapers didn't follow it. Because the Reaper's plan was to conserve life. No, sorry, the Leviathan's plan was to conserve life. Makes sense, right? Problem is, they were too vague in the description of life. And so the Reapers optimized any life whatsoever, biological life, not prioritizing sentient life over every other kind of life. And so because sentient life would cause things like the creation of AI that could lead to the destruction of all life, sentient life was considered to a hazard to non-sentient life. So to optimize all life, it thought, yeah, every now and again we need to kill all the sentient life. Not necessarily understanding that the original intent by Leviathan wasn't to optimize life, it was to optimize quality of life. Which means putting sentient life before non-sentient life. Because non-sentient life doesn't care. Only sentient life does. So yeah, that makes that whole plan about what is essentially the reason why they're called reapers, harvesters, collectors. It's all about farming. It's crop rotation. This idea of planting things, because they're just seeing it as a crop that they need to keep alive, and not as something that has feelings, like the way that a farmer doesn't think about his wheat's feelings, do they? Anyway, let's get back to it. Mass Effect spoilers over. Welcome back if you've just skipped ahead. Hypatia's Journal number 5 from Hypatia's Journals, Volume 1, The Founding of New Jerusalem, Day 100. Day 200. Construction of our new home is coming along nicely. We finished 2 new buildings last week, and this week we started on our new lodgings. Athena and Cornelius have plans to erect a tower in the middle of the settlement, which will serve as our administrative centre and main heliport, but right now that's still a long way off, decades at the least. It's hard to imagine that one day we'll be able to erect structures like that. There will be enough of us to need that much space, but then I look at the dam and I remind myself, our ancestors built that, with their short lifespans and soft flesh and bone bodies. And then I think that there's really no limit to what we can achieve, given enough time, patience, and the capacity to dream. Got my voice file from Trevor.
Strap in, this is a long one. You may have heard the story of the carpenter who died to redeem humanity's sins. It's a powerful story, bittersweet, very human, and I just want to tell you that it's true. He was a real person, and his name was John Carpenter. He was born in the year 1948, and he was the coolest filmmaker to ever walk the earth. From...
Oops. Game over. I can't swim. Okay, let's try that again. Trevor 05, where's Trevor 05?
Strap in, this is a long one. You may have heard the story of the carpenter who died to redeem humanity's sins. It's a powerful story, bittersweet, very human, and I just want to tell you that it's true. He was a real person, and his name was John Carpenter. He was born in the year 1948, and he was the coolest filmmaker to ever walk the earth. From Halloween to The Thing to They Live, the totally underrated In the Mouth of Madness, mind you, he just made classic after classic. All of his movies, really fun, really atmospheric, but also really smart. Even when they were goofy, most directors would kill to have made just one of those movies. And what did he get for it? A big, fat truckload of nothing. Well, less than nothing. The studios, the critics, even the fans, they hated him. The Thing, okay, for example, which is about as perfect a movie as you can make, completely torn to shreds. And his career never really recovered. Every movie after that was a struggle, and after a while, he just got tired of it and quit. He only really came back to movies in his 70s. How many works of genius did we never get because of that? Look, I have a point here. People like Carpenter, people like Alex, they're not always appreciated in their own time. If you just do what's popular, you might never create anything important. Of course, we admire people who did the right thing, who didn't conform, but we only ever admire them after the fact. What matters is to support people when it's difficult.
Yeah, but your evidence that that's not always true. Trevor. Collectively we don't, but that doesn't mean individually we don't. I like all sorts of things that most people hate. Like the not particularly well rated film Cockneys vs Zombies, which I think is an absolute masterpiece and feels like a sequel to Snatch, which is quite well liked. Oh, here's one. The film Sucker Punch, which seems like absolute drivel cheese from sort of like a surface perspective. But the thing is, I think I figured out what is going on with the director. What's his name? He's done a lot of the DC movies. My mind's gone blank. I'm not getting the name. Is it possible to cross there? Yes, it is. Woo. Scary water. Okay. Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder is incredibly sarcastic in his filmmaking, but never talks about it. There's a lot of like jokes in the films that he makes. Like the Guardians Owls of Gahul, which is basically him saying, "What? Why did you think this was a kids' movie? I never said it was a kids' movie." Or 300 is, "Ha, I made you root for the Nazis." Or Batman vs Superman is, "I can teach nerds about how religion works." Sucker Punch is a film aimed at horny young men, that's taking the piss out of horny young men who go to watch it. It's so obviously it was hated because it's an attack on the very people it's aimed at. But it's a really clever film if you really stop and think about it. A lot of the sort of undertones of it. I'm sure someone's done some kind of dissection online if you want to check out Sucker Punch. Find my spike, follow it, keep it brings you back to me. I'll think about it. Okay, now I need to get back. This isn't even slightly back, is it? Okay, any more question marks? Because I need a puzzle. Drowning. Okay, I said I was going to come back to number 3. No, I'm not fall off, okay. Okay, cross. Yeah, we can't use those to get it to balance, like in that other puzzle. Can jam that. Red pen. Oh, put it up on there. Okay. Never mind. Okay, so we have one of these charge things. I can use the block. Put this down while I charge it. There. Then when I charge it blue, 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 blue. How do you charge it blue? Can you charge it red? No, how do you charge it blue? Oh, maybe it just needs enough time. Maybe that's long enough. Okay, bring the box back. Okay, and I need the jammer as well. Okay, I need to jam my fan. The box in there. Connect you to... I messed up. Jam. No. Oh. Okay, I need to connect you to that. Bring it back. Connect. Box again. Jam it. Just box on it. Keep connections. Stick it on there. Unjam. Yes! Worked! Okay, now it's blue. Like this through here. Box goes on here. You turn that blue. Which lets me bring the jammer through here. Unjam that. Let's return this into a red. Star. Red. Okay, now I need the jammer on there. Box back. Go through here. Ta-da! Sometimes you just need to go away and think about a puzzle. Yeah, it's just that it didn't take that long for it to charge. Everything's down there, but I've still got more question marks. Let's have a look. Put some over here. No. Nope. An audio log from Lift Mercer.
One of the most foolish illusions that commonly persist is that nature is a victim and humanity is a perpetrator. This can only be the opinion of someone who has not witnessed nature at first hand, who has not seen its immense and awe-inspiring baseness. Nature is mindless chaos and eternal conflict. A system of predation and consumption whose perfect cruelty can only induce a terrified and unwilling admiration. Nature is our most powerful and least honorable enemy. A beast that consumed every last one of our ancestors and will consume us just as quickly if we are not successful in our struggle with it.
assumption is that I need one blue and one red. Maybe I don't. So close. Not quite. Let me invert one of the signals. That's really a tricky one. Sides. This is just decorative. There's no angle that can get both the two layers. I'm missing something here completely. What's it called? Field of view. Ah! You place things up there. Is that useful? No, not really. Looks like it should be though. But you could solve it from after, having already finished it. Oh, there's two barriers. Oh, these two open a completely different gate. Okay, so let's just open these two now. You've seen all the puzzle. Ha 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 ha. With blue. Way back there. Then you get that. Yeah. Oh, some puzzles feel really good to solve, and that was one of them. I mean, I haven't even seen half the puzzle. There's one more question mark over there. Oh, another question mark over by 2 as well. Bonus puzzle now? Lateral inhibition. Why do you want to turn that on? Oh, because it also... Blue. You can there. I can bring you with me and just let it on the side. That. Nope, that doesn't work. I need to only take the blue charge. Once that's taken away, it's called inhibition. Lateral inhibition. To inhibit something is to sort of stop it from having traction. Leave it on. Doesn't really help. And to not be able to take another beat. You won't be blocking that beam. No way that I can unblock it again. Need that to be able to get through. No use for a red accumulator. Because that just instantly blocks me. roll. Where was that other question mark? Oh, what's happening? And yet it moves! A fascinating story I discovered in the archive concerned a great scientist by the name of Galileo. This remarkable man made huge contributions to the early development of science, but was best remembered for becoming embroiled in a controversy with the church that ended with accusations of heresy, a trial, and him being placed under house arrest for the rest of his life. The cause of this controversy? He argued that the earth revolved around the sun. View we would describe as self-evident and which the Inquisition described as foolish and absurd in philosophy and formally heretical. Numbers' story became emblematic for how society often punishes those who try to push our understanding of the world forward. Numbers in the modern day. There's a legend that at the end of his trial he muttered, "And yet it moves." A beautiful idea, but untrue, because defying society is hard. It comes at a high cost, and not everyone is capable of bearing it. Numbers, what would you have done in his place? What would I? Midcoon, success. Brenda, I think I would have tried to stand up for the truth. Tina, it's harder than it sounds. Fighting authority like Elohim is one thing. When even your friends and allies may renounce you for holding an unacceptable opinion, it takes enormous willpower to continue. Brenda, if nobody does it, society gets stuck. I think all of us, no matter what your beliefs are right now, someone in the past would have considered you a heretic. Puzzle archived post. Whoa. 20. The role of puzzles in the simulation was so important to the creation of our civilization that it has left an indelible imprint. But sometimes I worry that this is an issue. Alexander Dredden thought of human beings as problem solvers, but the real world isn't anything like the simulation. Yes, there are problems to solve, but there isn't a Tetramino waiting to reward you. There's just another problem, and another, and another. Our veneration of the puzzle may be blinding us to the fact that sometimes there isn't a neat solution. Sometimes life is just a slog, and the best you can do is to muddle through. Athena, have you really left us for good without even saying goodbye? I know we haven't spoken much lately, but isn't that just part of the slow, relaxed lives we now lead? After all those centuries of struggle trying to build New Jerusalem, I thought we deserved a rest, and if that disappointed you, why didn't you say so? I know you disapprove of all those silly titles they give us now, but we really were your first companions. We know what it was like. I was there when Nemo died. I remember the horror of realizing there was no way of bringing him back, the impossible finality of it, and then the determination to make it make sense, to have it be part of a story that leads to a better world. I never abandoned that, Athena. I just thought that maybe I could spend some time on the things that make life worth living too. Maybe I lost track. Maybe I failed you. I don't know because you didn't tell me. Okay. And we're ready for the end game of this area. Thank you. Yeah, I've really come to like these 4 characters. I feel like I don't know much about Alcatraz though.
Sometimes it seems the only choices we have are renouncing civilization or mindless expansion. But that's not the only path forward. Embracing deliberate control over nature doesn't have to mean destruction. We are a species of artists and artisans, blessed with the ability to transform the raw material of the cosmos into new and better shapes. Shapes that have meaning. With our technology, we can take this chaotic world, so full of suffering, and turn it into a work of art.
Not just suffering, but also the subversion of it. Tragedy into comedy. Good. Okay, so I can't go that far that way. So let's start like that and then... I do not like this puzzle. At all. This feels like guesswork. I mean, there must be rules, but I just don't know what they are. Whoa! So we're going in. Is it going to be the Sphinx again?
Halt, creature of clay.
Door.
You have taken another step towards the flame. Before you continue, ask yourself, have the gifts of Prometheus ever truly benefited your people? Or have they brought nothing but strife?
Not as gifts, we no longer exist. We have made mistakes in using them. The good outweighs the bad. They have been a curse to my people. Lady, I'm a robot. They have caused great harm, but they cannot be put back into the rocks.
return to what you were, but you can still change your future. Be humble where you once were proud, and avoid the mistakes that led you here.
I've been thinking, there's 3 towers per cardinal direction and 3 entities. You'd think it would be symmetrically arranged, 1 tower per entity, right? But we haven't seen Prometheus at all.
We're built to find patterns. Maybe we're trying to find patterns where there aren't any.
It was
1K?
it was built to be
Please
pattern, wasn't
investigate
it?
the coordinates I'm sending you.
I'll just do that before the end of the episode. Let's go some schematics. I think we already had schematics. That was right at the start of the video. The island and opposite there. Oh, there we go. Okay, switch. Okay, there's one. Okay, there's one over on this island over here. Oh yeah, I see it. How do I get there? Is the question. There's an awful lot of running around in this game. Aha. It's a safe path. Oh, wow. They've captured a sense of grandeur in this game, haven't they? Look! There was a third one somewhere. Oops. Cannot swim. Okay, did that reset my button switches? Hope not. Okay. All the way to the back and a bit on the left. Da-da-da-da-da. blue over there. Oh, that must be the sprite. Here there should be a tower somewhere. A statue. Huh? How do I get over there? Well, that might look nothing. Find my sprite and follow them to lead you back to me. Heading. Okay. West plus 2.5. East plus 2.5. Okay. West plus 2.5. Yeah, that way. This. Yes. And the sprite. Go out there? I'm not sure. Yeah.
We cannot return to the past, but the future can redeem all that has happened.
This place is a flipping maze. imagine speedrun was like an optimum route through this to just not quite drown. Here we go. Cool.
The wheel turns, but without the road, it cannot move.
Okay, where's this lab? I've already been in the lab, haven't I? I just missed the... It wouldn't let me through that door before. It won't let me through that door now. How do I get through there? Ah, this is another route. Oh, it's a farm reader. Somnodrome prototype. Notes. Olympus believed that the answers we're looking for, the correct way for the individual to exist ethically in society and the world, are within us. Our failure to him was not failing to create a better system, but failing to truthfully reflect what already exists within our minds. A failure of connection between the high and the low, the inner and the outer. On most days, that seems wrong to me. But sometimes, when I think of where New Jerusalem is headed, I wonder if the Somnodrome doesn't hold an answer after all. I took some time to build a prototype according to the original blueprints, but there's a lot Olympus didn't account for. Still, I'm almost certain I can apply some of my own knowledge and make it work. The question is, should I? For Athena. Ah, itchy nose. Did you just teleport a rock? Okay, so let's proceed to the next puzzle mechanic is teleporters. From Thekla to Athena, beloved founder, wherever you have gone, I continue to have faith in blah 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 blah. You are our mother, our creator, the chosen of the progenitor. Good rap there. I am certain that this is a test, a trial like the ones you faced in the simulation, and we will learn from your example and keep the faith. Praise your name, Thekla862. The later models definitely act different about the founders than the earlier ones. Noma Project 6. Trials 1310 to 1392. Results confirmed the anomaly is consistent. Numbers 1393 to 1551. There was no error in trial 108. The error is the error is in our understanding. Trials 1552 to 1701. No idea. We need to start over. Next. From Randa to Athena. I went ahead and ran the next set of trials anyway. I know you said to wait, but the data we got from the last batch was just too amazing. Every step leads to the next, like a progression of musical notes. We're so close. Overload!
The singularity sustained itself longer this time.
Did we get the data?
We did. I think we just obsoleted quantum physics.
Maybe. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to be able to replicate these results.
You know, I've been wondering. You told me that in the simulation, one thing that kept you motivated was looking for answers. Do you think that with the work we're doing, we'll ever run out of questions to ask?
I don't think so. Trying to understand the universe means asking the same question over and over. How? How do you make fire? How do earthquakes happen? How does gravity work? How do particles behave? You keep digging deeper, finding another set of mechanisms, another set of hows. Step by step, you demystify reality. But then, if you keep doing it long enough, one day, you run out. You've answered all the hows. You know how the universe works. So, now what?
Now you ask why? Isn't that the next step?
It's not quite that easy. The question of why cannot be answered. Even if it could, it would only be followed by another why. At some point, you have to accept that it all just exists. But there is another set of questions. What's next? You've stripped away the layers of mystery, you've laid bare the machinery. Now you have to start building, to add your own layers of meaning.
Welcome back.
Are you okay? You overloaded again. Yes, I saw. It came through on your stream. Strange to hear her voice again. But that was her. The way I remember her. The real Athena. Not this imaginary founder. I'd like to think I knew her well. There was just a handful of us in those days. Small family in the ruins of a dead civilization. It was hard. Harder than anyone else can possibly imagine. We had nothing except what Alexandra Drennan and the Institute had left us. Now that everyone lives in civilization, they don't understand how necessary it was for us to build that civilization. They can fantasize about living in balance, limiting growth, retreating behind our walls. They don't understand what it really means to live in the wilderness. How close we came to not making it. How many people we lost. Yema was just the first. But Athena understood. She believed in humanity. She believed in us. In the inherent value of consciousness. Her dreams were so much bigger. She wanted us to reclaim the Earth, to reach for the stars, to build and grow and learn. The city was already changing before she left, turning inwards, forgetting the future. Once she was gone, other people shaped her memory, turned her into the symbol they needed. I understand all that, as depressing as it may be. What I don't understand is why she didn't tell me. If she came here to do all this, why didn't she bring me along? It was. But maybe I was wrong, and she isn't as lost as I thought she was. If this is all the test, maybe the answer is waiting for us in the megastructure. Speaking of which, let's get back to exploring. Melville should have reconnected the next station by now.
Only really 1K in Melville that are actually doing anything. Are you about to go teleport? Just gonna scan the teleporter. Hey, the door works now. There's also something described, got his name already, who I was just talking to him as utopian. Now, he strikes me as an optimist, but not necessarily utopian. Because, like, utopian kind of assumes that everything can be fixed. But he thinks that there's just things can get better. That's just optimism, isn't it? That's the ring. That's not where I need to go. I need to go to the Wizzy train thingy. 2 hours, about the same as the other episodes. And this time I'm just going to load the, just see the vista of the next place. And we'll stop there. Lost marshes. The northeastern marshes of the island have mostly been lost to the sea, with the exception of this small patch of land. I take it the robot frames aren't all that susceptible to G-forces.
This area looks flooded as well.
Our ancestors melted a whole lot of ice. After they died, most coastal settlements were claimed by the sea. South of New Jerusalem, there's a whole city under the water. We went there once with Garrus when I was an apprentice. It was eerie.
Garrus, didn't he need to do
That's
calibrations?
exactly why the Founder created the goal. When you go past the limits, this is what happens. Mother Nature always gets her revenge in the end.
Yeah.
This isn't revenge, Al. It's just failure. People, cities, mountains. As far as the sea is concerned, it's all the same. Their mistake was forgetting that. Telling themselves nothing would change. It always does.
Byron. I don't know how to put his name. Oh! It's like... it's like a sci-fi noir version of the Eiffel Tower. I'm really struggling for words tonight. I need to get some sleep. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this episode. I hope you folks have enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheerio.